Dear Halfwheel, this is a response or a reply to the review that was done on the barbecue pig that was made by Quesada for the LCA. I want to be very clear. This is not some rap style beef response here. I am not upset in the slightest, and I feel like the review was very fair. I just feel like I need to bring some things to your attention. A lot of the article was about the way in which Privada does business and me personally. And so again, I don't think you were disrespectful in any way, but there's a few things I want to address. And the reason why I want to address them is because if Halfwheel, a group of people who have made it their business to keep their finger on the pulse of the cigar industry, still don't really understand what Privada is, that means that no one outside of Privada members or their friends and family understand what Privada really is about, okay? And so I want to clear that up. I do want to read the piece that you wrote, just to kind of summarize so people understand what what I'm kind of talking about here. So it says, I'm going to quote the article in which, I'm sorry, I'm reading that. I'm going to quote the article in which you state the following. Privada Cigar Club started as seemingly yet another monthly cigar subscription service by someone who had no prior retail cigar experience. Brian Desson, the company's founder, seems to have understood the multifaceted approach needed to separate Privada from the rest of its cigar club peers. That approach includes an influencer-like social media strategy of constant updates on a variety of channels, a community-driven aspect that encourages customers to feel brand ownership, a constant stream of exclusive cigar labels for the brand, and good old-fashioned relentlessness. Okay, so I want to be very clear here. I think it's important. What set us apart, to say that it was marketing that set us apart from everyone, not just Cigar of the Month clubs, but to say that it was marketing that set us apart cheapens what's really happening over here, okay? And again, I know you meant no disrespect by that and none taken, but I do want to clear that up. All right. And so what really sets Privada apart from everyone is two things: exclusivity and experience. All right. And so let me explain what I mean by that. I wrote a few things down. I hope no one gets offended by me reading some of this stuff. I just wanted to have my thoughts clear and not say anything, not mince words. So what sets Privada apart from everyone is two things: exclusivity and experience. Quite often, up until now, cigars have been sold as a commodity. For Privada, it has been our goal from the beginning to decommoditize cigars. The way we have gone about this is by telling the story of the people who actually make these craft products. So from the beginning, we have shone a light on the master blenders, the farmers, the factory owners, and the rollers alike. We deliver this content directly to our members, thus creating a community of passionate cigar lovers who respect and appreciate the craftsmanship of the masters of this industry, okay? So we also, the exclusivity part is we also hunt down the rarest, most exclusive cigars, be it aged or limited or simply impossible to find. We then write about these cigars, tasting notes, pairing notes, and give you a follow-along journey of the story behind that particular cigar. And so that story is what forms the bond that creates the special monthly experience that has made our members fall in love from day one. If you want to call that marketing, you can, but I call that experience. It's experiential, okay? So those are the two things that set us apart from the beginning. Exclusivity and experience. And part of that experience is shining a light on the wonderful people that make these craft products in the first place, okay? Creating appreciation for their work. We feel that that is going to usher in a new generation of cigar smokers, and it's working. Again, if you want to call that marketing, you can. I call it a movement. All right. You go on to say that Privada encourages its members to feel a sense of ownership. And this is where I really need you and any other people in our industry or from the outside looking in to understand something. My members are my friends. I am constantly in communication. I know that that sounds crazy to other business owners, but I literally wrote a book on this. I am in constant communication with my members. They are my friends. They have my email address. They have a direct message. A lot of them have my phone number. So like, this is a constant communication even on weekends. Please don't think that I'm just making a video with Johnny Taquitos, putting it out and walking away. That's right. I mean, a lot of work behind all this. I don't know any other person in any other industry. You're gonna drink coffee while I do this? Thanks, man. I really appreciate the texting while you're holding the camera. And I don't know anyone in any other industry, any CEO, dare I call myself, that is this engaged with the people who purchase the products, the consumers, in our case, members, in my case, my friends. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm sure there's 1,000+ members that I don't know, okay? But they have my email. I've tried to engage with them. If they don't engage back, that's, that's on them. No one has to, go back and forth with me here, right? So this isn't just a club. This isn't just a marketing tool. This isn't just me trying to sell cigars. This also isn't just about the money. And I know it's very easy to look at my videos and see all the products that we're selling and say, oh, this guy's hustling. I get it. I would probably say that if I was looking in from the outside too, but if this was just about the money and I was just hustling, why would I have capped the club? Johnny, we have a waiting list of 3,000 to 5,000 people at all times. I can keep going. You think anyone else in our industry would have capped the club? Hell no. But we got to keep this thing special. And there's a certain number that I felt didn't put the manufacturers under pressure to make within 120 to 150 days. And that's really important to me. That's a key thing there, is not putting these manufacturers under pressure. I don't like that. What happens with that is the product gets rushed and it's not as good as it should be, okay? So, and we're seeing that now. I mean, we're in a cigar renaissance. Things are booming. You can tell, you're getting cigars off the shelf that still smell like ammonia in some cases. They're still wet. And if you know what wet means. Okay, so also, if it was just about the money, why on God's green earth would I have built up all this momentum, spent all this time marketing, emailing my people, staying in contact with people, to then go ahead and give my entire audience to over 400 brick and mortar shops across the country? Who would do that? Do you know anyone, Johnny, that does that? Any online retailer that just says, I'm going to share all my best, loyalist friends, family, and friends and consumers with every store that we feel is worthy of that? That does not happen. That is my proof in the pudding that this is not just about money. The reason why we did that is because we feel like without brick and mortar, cigar culture will be lost. These places are little guiding hubs. And yes, we also feel like some of these places need to update a little bit in regards to the attitude. We feel like we got to take this thing kind of out of the basement a little bit and put it into a friendlier space, okay? So the LCA shops that we do work with, we always ask them to be friendly to our members and to be helpful. And for the most part, they have been, and they're enjoying seeing new faces that come in and not just buy the LCA stick, but also buy other things. I could have easily directed all this LCA traffic to my website, and I didn't. You understand now. There's a few things else that I want to say. We all know, I think Robert Holt puts out a cigar called 300 Hands, and what that means is it takes over 200 to 300 people to make a cigar from seed to actual cigar. The bands, the boxes, the cellophane, the rolling, the farming, the pruning, you know, whatever. Like there's almost 200 to 300 people it takes to do that, right? And so it's about time the world understands this. And that's why we're so active and live on YouTube and social media. It's helping form a community of the next generation of cigar smokers that through some excitement are engaged, but they're also getting a great education with a good foundation in what really matters, which is the people that make this product, okay? We have an opportunity right now to have this renaissance in cigars where we get to smoke the best cigars ever made. I challenge you, go to the dude, let me explain to you what I mean by this, okay? So between the experience of the master blenders of this era, between the experience of the farmers of this era, between the experience of the factory owners of this era, multi-generational, right? Okay, so they have all this wisdom and experience. Then couple that with the science that's available to them now. They understand, they're starting to understand what nutrients in the ground make the tobacco more flavorful, things like that, okay? If you couple that with the next generation of cigar smokers who really give a shit about this craft, who really respect them the same way a kid that's into basketball respects Jordan, okay? That pride that these master blenders, the AJs, the Hugos, the Hochis, the list goes on. I'm sorry, I can't name everyone, okay? But these are the Jordans of our industry, okay? The sense of pride that they are starting to feel that consumers, the people smoking the cigars, really know who they are, not just a brand and a marketing situation, okay? When they don't forget, when they get that cigar, they don't just get the cigar. They're not just buying a cigar from me. They're getting a story that comes with it, and that story is the truth about the people who made the cigar and why they made it and how they made it. That sense of pride, I mean, I'm talking to them. They're already telling me I'm digging deep in my reserves of tobaccos that are special for special projects because I see what you guys are doing. And this is what we've been waiting for. This is the renaissance. This is the movement. As a journalist, please, Charlie, Halfwheel, Brooks, Patrick, do not miss out on this movement. This is the reason why I've been, as you call, relentless. What you call relentlessness, I call passion, okay? And as you can see, I'm very passionate about this movement. To anyone else from the outside looking in, to all the manufacturers, to all the people in our industry, I want you to understand that. I want you to understand and I want you to pay attention to this next generation of cigar smokers because these guys are really passionate and they really care about the craft. They really care about you. They want to know the people making these products. Even if you're not the roller, even if you're not the grower, even if you're not the fermenter, they still want to know you are a part of that story of how that cigar got into their hands, and they want to know you. This is an epic time to be a part of this industry. And I hope that you will all see this and that you will show this next generation the respect they deserve. Because boy, oh boy, if you do, we're in a good spot. Okay? Lastly, I want to say something else. I can't help but feel like this was supposed to be a review on Quesada and the barbecue pig that they made very specially for the LCA, okay? And the reason why I'm mentioning this is because a couple of things. One, Quesada is a very special company, and their story hasn't really been told a lot lately. I know they were hot for a minute, and I'm sure their sales are always great, but this is a company with 100+ years of experience in this industry. Crazy story for my people out there that how Quesada got into this industry. Johnny, they came to Cuba as from Spain as bakers, and someone owed them money and paid them in tobacco, and that's how they got into this business over 100 years ago. Okay, it's incredible. Manuel Quesada, I mean, come on, the guy's a legend. Like, we should have talked more about Quesada. Also, when we advertised the cigar, this is where I do my marketing, right? And we made a funny video and everything. We also put out pictures of, I think it was Nicholas and Felix. These are the only, okay, so Quesada is one of like 2 or 3 companies that actually can make a pig. Okay, it's a very hard vitola to make, Johnny. Okay, out of the entire factory, I know they have well over 100 rollers at Quesada. This is Quesada after all, right? They only have 2 rollers there. They're a team that can make this thing, and that's Nicholas and Felix. Shout out to those guys. Thank you so much for sharing your craft with us. The blend is phenomenal. Even with the score of 83, the tasting notes sound amazing. I didn't get some of those notes, but we all love the flavors of the cigar. To me, again, it tasted like a dry rub barbecue. But anyway, that's besides the point. Also, let's special mention and give props to Steve Saka. Steve Saka, Johnny, actually invented the pig vitola, which I think, even though it's a pain in the ass to smoke, it's a fun size. It brings a lot of excitement to cigar culture, and it's an amazing contribution to cigar culture. May any of us introduce a vitola that people go nuts over in our careers, right? Pretty cool. Thank you, Steve. So that's what I want to say. I feel like if Halfwheel is missing these key takeaways, then everyone's missing them, because you guys do a pretty good job of covering this industry, and I respect you all tremendously. I always look forward to reading your reviews, and I want you to know that this video was made not with sassiness, maybe that's a bad word, but not with combativeness. It was made because I was like, exactly what I've said throughout this whole thing. If you guys don't understand it, man, no one does. And I don't want a bunch of young people coming up trying to get in this industry, trying to be the next Privada, thinking that they can do it just by putting on cool videos, okay? It's not gonna happen. So much work went into this, so much passion. This is a real movement. This is a craft culture, and we need to embrace this, not brush over it as those guys over there. We are becoming the industry. We're a part of this. We're here to stay. So hashtag we are Privada, hashtag we are family, hashtag we are the future. I just saw that one. I love that. Hashtag BOTL, hashtag SOTL, hashtag PSSITA. What else, Johnny? Is that it? Hashtag let's smoke. What's up? And peace.